We work hard, no substitute for that, but also that we do take the pain out of it. So, for one person, there's quite a complex array of things you have to do when you with technology, like your phone systems and your emails and your computers and everything else. So we do take care of all the pain, so to speak, and we make it easy. We still have room to get better, of course, which we always strive for. But I think that's the key. I think that we do take away that painful aspect and make it easy for people.
Is there a challenge in that, well, not only is Catherine quite a long way from lots of other parts of Australia, but your clients too would be in remote areas. Is that a challenge in itself, the remoteness?
Oh, it is, but I mean, we live there and we're used to it, and we make allowances for that. The travel is a hard thing to get over. I mean, the safety aspect of sending people on a day's drive each way and after a day's work driving back. So, the technology-wise is the remoteness is easy, but physically you've still got things to think about. Safety probably the biggest one.
But nonetheless, you're very particular about customer service.
We are, yeah, and I said we don't get it right all the time, but we strive to get it better.
What about staffing? Is it easy to find the right staff for your business?
We find it reasonably easy. We know where to look, I guess. It's not obviously the staffing and sourcing of people in Australia is not easy. We look offshore, but we, first of all, go local. We get people who are competent in town and they're willing to stay. But in addition to the normal considerations of staff, where they fit to the team, we've also got to consider family issues and schooling and whether we can get daycare if that person's got kids and those other aspects. So we really have to just go the extra mile and make sure that if somebody comes to work for us, that they're going to be happy in town and also happy in the work environment.
Is it easy to offer, be a one-stop shop for everything that a business could need, but not spread yourself too thinly?
Yeah, it's not easy. We've got some guidelines we use whereby if we can't service a product or a product set with more than 2 people, then we don't venture into there. That works both ways. It's great for our customers because we don't try and you put them in a position where they're not serviced or can be backed up. And mostly the technologies are substitutable. We are out there on the leading edge of technologies. However, we don't embark too much in that put ourselves right out there where it's in a risk position. So we manage that very well.
What's the biggest area of demand now from businesses for what you sell?
The complete set is where we do well. The biggest demand is really still the IT space for us. Our core business model is network services, looking after a customer's IT needs. The rest of the stuff tends to bolt on around the edges. So we find if we do that well, it's good for our reputation, then the other products sort of follow. But we need to make sure we're keeping that core business alive for the customer and reliable so that we can build on that in our own business.
Yes, because everybody really depends on it so much, don't they? They need to be able to connect.
Exactly, and if you can't look after that properly, then you're not giving yourself much of a rap. So,
how have you gone about marketing the business, or does word of mouth count?
Word of mouth's a big thing. I mean, obviously you have opportunities with tenders, select tenders and so forth, and with select tender situations you need to be out there to know who's doing it and where to put yourself in. Word of mouth is important. Small towns' reputations are easily busted or won, so it's very important to keep it going. Also looking at quality products, so we'll go for the quality brands and then attach ourselves to those and then stick with them. Such that, last 12 years we've serviced the same product brand, which is pretty unique.
Kevin, what do you think is the most challenging thing about running your business?
Just the day-to-day. I think the most challenging thing is myself sometimes and how you react to negative and positive situations. You tend to develop a bit of a flat personality if you don't want to be affected by the ups and downs of what happens. So it's important just to swing back and make sure that everything that happens negatively, you just view it positively and put it in another aspect of an opportunity. You just got to turn everything around positively. That's the only thing you can do.
Do you ever have trouble finding time to take time off? Or are you
not
sort
really.
of driven by your business?
Not really. I mean, I'm not driven by it. I enjoy it. It's a thing I love doing. That's my recreation times. Often I'll work on something business related, even though I might be with the kids or at home. It's just something we enjoy, so it's not a job.
Well, you've entered business awards and done very well by them. Why do you believe they have value?
They've got significant value. They're very well respected. It's just such a prestigious award. Already from the success in the Northern Territory, we've had great feedback from people, from people I hadn't expected congratulating us, because they do. This is a prestigious award, and we've got to make sure that we live up to that now. And the hardest thing, I think, is going forward, just keeping the standard up and increasing it to prove to people why we deserve that award.
And finally, your plans to grow, are you going to grow much more?
I think we've pretty much almost hit the level in the market space where we are. We've got no plans for world domination, but we do want to grow just a little bit more, probably another 20%, so that we can complete our product set and make our business very stable in terms of how we can service our customers. That's our immediate goal, and then what happens from there will happen. We also have a few years ago we developed like a motel hotspot product, which is quite common now, but at the time we did it, it was sort of out there, and that's in 160 motels across Australia now. So we're just going to show that, you know, in our industry particularly, there's no reason why we can't do anything anywhere from wherever we are. So we believe that firmly.